Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Christ Light Healing. I'm here with my fellow clairvoyant healers, Christy and Jen, and we're going to be channeling Mary Magdalene as well as Jesus, who make up the Christ Force healing energy to help support you, your bodies, your spiritual growth, and answer the questions that you have dropped into my Instagram. So, we're going to come up. You can just relax, lay back, receive, get comfy. There's literally nothing you need to do. Everything is happening in the subtle energy realm. Yeah, we're going to get prepared and go ahead and just start to sink in.
Mhm.
Christy, do you want to say a reading prayer?
I'd love to say a reading prayer. As we read and heal today, we invite the energy of the divine in all of its aspects to inform our reading and healing. We allow the Christ Force energy to flow through our bodies, allowing for the highest vibration of energetic healing for the collective in this space. With the information of the divine masculine and the divine feminine and the protection of all our divine guardians, we put forth the highest intention for this reading and healing. Amen.
Okay, so we're just gonna bring just the whole space up now to that Christ light frequency. So if we could all just kind of match, I'm seeing it at a color of like light blue. Start to match that, a little bit of gold in it. Very nice. I'm just going to go ahead and ground that. Rose in the center of our space. Nice. Everyone has got that. I'm seeing Jen to my right. I'm seeing Christy to the left. We're actually quite honestly in a circle. And I'm just kind of waiting to see who is going to show up here. There's a few ascended masters in the space. Ones I'm not actually sure of. They're all starting to kind of gather here. Ah, okay. Right. Okay. Just taking a little bit of time and watching just the frequency is a little high. So just taking a little bit of time for everyone participating to come up, and that's okay. If everybody listening wants to just take a collective exhale and just release, you can just let go of any part of your body that's clenching, any part of you that's holding, any fear. Just let go of the need to control. Here we go. Mary's starting to land. She's coming in at a really beautiful, soft pink red. There we go. Everyone's starting to receive just the first vibration of warmth, of healing, of love. And let's go from there. So, shall we just start to ask? Hold on. Jesus is coming in. Pretty hot from the side corner. He was like, "Are you not gonna say anything about me?" Um, and if anybody else, any other healers want to speak too, please do. Um, Jesus is coming in at like a very bright white yellow. I love these energies because Jesus and Mary are so complimentary. Mary is very grounded and Jesus is not. They're so excited to be here.
Yeah.
Ah.
There's like a deep purple energy that's coming in. I think it's the other Mary energy. So I saw that one landing too. It's like deep purple and gold.
Nice. That's what I was seeing in the shower earlier, and I was like, who are you? Nice. Wow, that's really cool. Okay. I feel like the apostles are here too, but like we don't have to
I
get.
was just thinking that. I was
Did
like,
you think that? Okay, because there's just like a lot of energies here.
like
Okay.
we'll come to the
It's
party.
like, so, like, when you want us to come, okay.
Solstice.
And just anyone, all healers, just inviting in like your healing team, um, your psychic surgeons, anyone else who's here in support of the highest good and the healing. Yeah, very nice. Okay. Shall we begin to ask the questions?
Do it.
So, Jesus and Mary. We're all looking at this from, our perspective. And the first question we have is, what is the highest timeline for our world in the coming years? So the first picture I'm seeing that is being shown is there's this energy of this kind of darker green color, and it's almost like one of those like globes is sitting on the globe stand, and the globe stand is kind of holding it a little too tight. And so what the globe is doing is it's lifting up and out of the holding into a more magnetic orientation.
Magnetic and also really expansive. I think some of the laughter too. I was seeing these light pinks coming in that looked really euphoric. So I see like a high timeline of like euphoria and expansion, just to add to the magnetism that you're seeing also.
There's a collective energy clearing from the throat chakra, and the throat chakra moving into the chest kind of plate area, the collarbones. It's a red energy, and this energy is um, really intense on the planet. Maybe intense is not the right word, but common is the word of having enemies or having these big triggering experiences. And what is to come is more of this soft orange, which is anchoring in, um, it's more awareness than we've ever had. And so the conflict will not be as dense because we can understand it from um, multiple different light points. We can see 360 versus right now we can only really see from like a 40-degree angle into somebody else's experience. And that's what triggers are really, is our frustration and not being able to see the divinity of somebody else. Oh. Cool.
I'll just add that was that complete for you,
Yeah.
Alexandria?
Yeah.
So, just some light reading. So I'll just add, I was seeing something similar to you in terms of the globe, and it was showing itself to me like the Earth, having this really dark, rocky exterior, and it almost looked like the Earth was like kind of splitting or breaking apart, and this hard black rock was like starting to split and kind of crumble off. Almost like the Earth was splitting in two, but then when I looked closer at it and channeled healing energy toward it, it was more like this outer layer was almost like breaking away and revealing underneath this like deeper layer of earth energy that was more pure and more tender, almost like a scar or like a scab on your skin that starts to like peel away the hard layer and then the new skin underneath. And so it almost looked like an Eden like energy that was underneath this like tough rocky exterior that was starting to kind of like crumble, but it definitely had this like, it needs to crumble away in order to reveal what's hiding underneath it.
Mm. As you say that, there's a really beautiful healing going on from Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene in this purple frequency. It's almost like in the period of time we're in, like to kind of piggyback off of that. Sorry, Mary Magdalene was like, piggyback? I'm like, yes. That they're moving some of that crunchy energy, and that's really where we're at in present time, is a lot of that um scar tissue on the planet for the past 100 to 200 years is starting to move. We're experiencing some of that heat when an area kind of re-centralizes, when blood flows back. And so we're going to have a little bit of heat. No. um, how are we doing with that question? Does everyone feel good, or is there any other ads we want to add to that?
Just wanted to add also that I was seeing sort of it's harmonious. There's like a harmonious energy to kind of like a ebb and a flow. Like it kind of helps to erode some of that crunchy sort of like um kind of like competition energy where there's sort of like more of just like a natural ebb and flow that looks a lot more harmonious as it comes in through the and heals the crunchiness.
And I was also just seeing a lot of support from like off planet
Mm-hmm.
energy, kind of like watching this crumbling and kind of like holding space from the outside of the planet, and that there was like support from that side too as we go through this change.
Yeah, I'm noticing too, like the Earth's auric field more in her space realms, not necessarily astral, but like physical, are coming online where there will be more connection. Like the reason that we haven't been able to connect with um perhaps extraterrestrials or aliens or angels or whatever is because that part of the aura has been almost clouded, and so that comes becomes really really clear, which is really exciting. It's vibrating at this like really amazing green color. So yeah, seeing a lot more support externally that is going to help the planet, which is great.
That's really cool. Do you think we can transition to the planet question? Because it kind of looks like
Yeah,
that's where.
that's where we're at. I can't, let's look at what it was. So there's two questions here. How can we reconnect with the soul of the planet to help heal the earth? And then the other question, I think that was the planet question, yes? Okay, so the question is, how can we reconnect with the soul of the planet to help heal the earth? So first and foremost, it's matching this color. I'm gonna stay matched at that really light blue with gold, but this color is like an emerald color. Um, just letting that kind of fill in.
It looks really heart centered to me. It's like I'm seeing the earth almost have like a rhythmic heartbeat in the same way that like the center of our body has a rhythmic heartbeat.
I'm just blowing my pictures.
Okay, well then I'll share. I'm really like connecting to the earth energy. Um, and I'm seeing it's like all of us finding more constant communication with the mother aspect of the earth, as opposed to like seeing it as a separate thing that like, oh, every weekend I go out into nature for a walk. It's more like we're constantly checking in and connected. And there's also something about like structures and buildings and how like kind of the shape of the spaces we tend to be in almost disconnect have a way of disconnecting us from the earth because we live in these like cube like structures. So there's something around like kind of reimagining the architecture of our communities so that we can actually be in more constant close connection with the earth, and feel less like separate from it, from her.
There's I'm receiving a lot of communication around like pleasure, and it's like there's this picture it's shown where like a lot of people have it's they've like kind of removed themselves from the earth's energy because in a way that is like for them more pleasurable, but it's like masking the actual pleasure of like connecting with earth and like connecting with body and being embodied, and finding like pleasure in being in the body and connecting to earth. It's like pulsating. I can't like I really see it in like waves of pulsating like pleasure, really.
Mhm. There's so much pain that's clearing right now. So if you're listening, just take a deep breath and just let go. Um, what's happening to allow this energy to come in is there's a lot of energy moving from the feet and the legs. And there's this really beautiful orange coming in, and this energy is going to help support. Right now, a lot of us are very disconnected in our lower chakras from bringing actual earth energy. A lot of the myths around what earth is are going to change. And so, as she recovers her story, we're going to be able to really resonate with her again, pull her into us. Like, instead of feeling disconnected or afraid of her, we're going to really start to bring her resonance in through our legs, like even more. It's really cool. It's really luscious. And it helps with our blood pressure, and it helps with our blood, like it helps everything. Yeah. So really just bringing in more energy.
I
That
love that
sounds
word resonance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a healing happening around like the ears, and there's a lot around sound and how like
Mhm.
there's so much noise, both like physical noise and energetic noise that disconnects us from the rhythm and sounds of the earth. So I see kind of a healing happening around that of like tuning back into like the natural frequencies to enable that connection.
That looks really beautiful. I like that. Okay, how's everyone feeling with that?
That's good.
We just stay
Yeah.
there? Are we ready to move? Okay, you ready for this next question? Why is life so painful right now? The people want to know, Mary and Jesus. Okay. So really simply, Mary's just sitting there and she's showing me these two vibrational spaces. She's showing me this space of pain, and it's this rose and it's filled with this black and it has all this purple pussing out of it. And then she's showing me like this rose that's very clear and light. Um, the what she's showing me is not necessarily choosing one or another, but allowing the light to come into the other rose, like the dimension. The reason it's so painful is we're bringing the light into the most painful places in our rose, in our bodies, in our experience. And so it can be, um, what would you say, Mary? Challenging, she says with a laugh.
Yeah, I will add to that. I'm seeing a lot of like energy lit up for people that start clearing. It's like war energy, kind of like all the experiences we've had in different lifetimes of being at war and needing to kind of like fight for what, we want to achieve. And it's clearing and it's helping clear some of the resistance because underneath the pain, or the root of the pain is like this resistance to the change that's happening and the shifts and the growth. And so it's kind of this reminder of like we don't need to fight our way through it. It's going to happen whether we fight it or not. And so it's just helping us come out of resistance to the transformation so that we can transform and it doesn't need to be painful.
And adding to that a little bit too, I'm seeing I think in connection to the resistance a little bit, there's like I see a lot of like an energy around like getting small or drawing inwards, and it's kind of this myth around like being small or feeling small or looking kind of isolated is really like myths that are causing and creating like a lot of pain. And there's, I think, a collective kind of shift happening around people really recognizing just how big and powerful really that they are. But like with what Alexandria was saying, like bringing light to that starts to shed all of those pain layers. So it like as they fall off, it's otherwise painful, but it's like almost having to like go in or get small to expand. Um, is sort of what I'm seeing happening.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm watching it. It's almost like as we all start to own more of ourselves, and really what's releasing and why it's so painful is it's really everybody else's information. I've been
Mhm.
hearing this like for 3 days, and but I'm not listening. Is you've got to be mindful around how much other people's information you take in, even if it's of a similar frequency to you. Um, as that's causing resistance to your own natural flow. Um, and I'm watching the grid move on as so many more people are awakening and bringing in, choosing to bring in the light, that you're not alone in it. And to remember that you are an anchor point and there are so many more who are also equally experiencing the level of intensity, perhaps, that your soul is choosing. And to remember that you're not alone in that. It's important.
Oh yeah, I was getting this team energy You know, when people join, like they pick teams for a gym class.
Yeah.
And I got this sense like you all chose to be on this team, to be on Earth now to help with this shift. Like it doesn't feel that way because it's so many people and so big, but like you're all on the same team.
Same team.
Uh,
Okay. The next question. So we'll do one more question, then we'll do a little 5-minute gold break. Um, is how is our healthcare system? How is our healthcare system and our health moving forward? Oh.
Is our healthcare system and our health moving forward? Is
How is
that what?
our healthcare system moving forward or our health moving forward? Our relationship to health moving forward. So we'll say healthcare system because those are two
Yeah,
questions.
it felt like different. Okay, healthcare system.
Oh.
Wow.
We're all seeing the same thing.
Oh.
Oh my.
Um,
Who's going first? Who's going
I feel like anyone watching is just like, what are they
what are
seeing?
they seeing? Yeah, we're all like,
first?
I'll explain it as this.
I know. Now the next step is how to communicate
Yeah,
with.
like what I'm seeing right now is we have a system that's based off of like isolating one thing or like it's like I'm seeing this massive microscope and like we're going to take the most amount of energy to one singular thing versus like looking at the collective energy. And this is kind of what our society is vibrating in. It's like this level of the individual versus the collective. And I'm seeing that just is taking so much energy, but it's also like everyone's getting a healing. That's why the appointments are challenging. It's because it's kicking you out of your body. That much focused attention on something is creating pressure to it's like when you pop open a soda can and you use the point of least resistance, it's like you're kind of popping yourself out of body with that much focus versus like the body is a complete and whole energy system. Okay, I'll let you too take it from there.
Um, I'm seeing a lot of people in the medical system starting to like realize that we don't know we've been operating on a system that we actually really know nothing about, or like we've been operating off of like a science, like a foundation to science. There's like a real upgrade happening around, I think, like the science of medicine. And I'm watching as people like wake up to this. There's also some like stop energies and silencing energies and like prove it energies that like start to come in as well. But I'm seeing like more and more and more people starting um, to like wake up to the concept that like really we don't know, like we've been operating off of like the assumption of like we know, and more and more people are waking up to like wow, like maybe like doctors really don't know, maybe they really don't know. Because collectively we've put doctors in this position of like they should know. And so I don't know. We've got more and more people starting to acknowledge that we don't know.
As you're saying that, I'm watching like everybody's health, like their crown chakras go up to this stunning purple of like really starting to own your experience.
Yep.
It's fucking the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm like,
Yeah, instead of like, giving oneself over to a doctor, it's like owning your own individual information as it relates to health.
the crown chakra is going to go through a growth period around health. Yeah.
Mm. I'll
Christy's
just
over there healing the collective.
I'll just add that I was seeing like this just massive control energy that was sitting on those basically infiltrating the healthcare system, and it's just kind of
Mhm.
very just massive control energy. And as that kind of moves out and gets smaller, there's kind of this like transition happening where that kind of becomes the specialized, like our form of medicine now becomes kind of like one thing. And then there's this growth and kind of proliferation of earth medicine
Mm.
that becomes the primary source of care, with like the more technological focused intervention method as being like secondary to that, and more like specialized, so that the predominant care is like earth-based medicine, wisdom and ancestral wisdom and like traditions, things like that. So that's what I was seeing.
We're also going to see, I'm watching a lot of you releasing karma around medical degrees in past lives in this kind of hierarchical medical system. But really what's completing is medicine and its relationship with paperwork, its relationship with administration.
And profit.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's really, as you said that, like so much control just started to leave the space.
And
Well, and
there,
it's like this, like the control. There's like a arm of like profiting off of people's pain. So I'm gonna bring my guides in to help clear that out. Oh my gosh, it's not gonna happen in one night.
Just,
Or
yeah, we'll just do it right now. No, no,
but
no.
we'll just maybe give it one
Oh, Mary,
little.
also like Mary and Jesus, y'all are channeling.
We can yeah, come in and help us out.
Help us out. Yeah, what are we doing here?
Oh my gosh, I mean it is disgusting. Profiting off pain.
This is just like a really old pain that a lot of us have in our bodies around what is it? It's just control and similar to what Jen said before, like shrinking our power. Whoop. So bringing that purple in, everyone's starting to bring more of that purple in. That's really starting to break up this kind of interesting
Pretty unconscious too. I just want to add like how unconscious it is. Like there's a lot of like we're just like until it's brought to awareness, like it's I don't know. So and like bringing in like a compassion too.
Okay, they're starting to show me pictures of like the new healthcare.
I mean, I see a lot of information coming in to people's crowns where like people can, I mean, obviously people can heal themselves, but like people having direct access to divine energy to do that healing for themselves. So just like the co-creation part of it and the acknowledgement that like our bodies take in exactly what we give to them, even if it seems like it's external, it's actually something that we chose, so just that awareness kind of honing.
Yeah. Let's take a gold break while that download comes in, because that looks really big. So let's unmatch that blue for a moment, just grounding that space. And everyone who's listening, you can just receive and let that energy come in. We're just taking a little coffee break just to replenish ourselves. No need to stress and no need to listen to us for a moment.
Move the body.
You
I'm
can
over here like swaying side to side.
you can go to the bathroom, whatever you need. Let's come
Get
up.
your go-go squeeze. Not sponsored.
I want a fruit roll up so badly right now. So that's what I'm gonna ground with. Okay, let's just check our grounding cords and bring our crowns, unmatch that blue, and come back up to gold. Nice. Neutrality, all that energy moves out. Nice. Really replenishing, filling yourself in, checking your grounding, your earth and cosmic energy. Just regrounding the container. There we go. I'm sure everyone's sitting on their throne. I'm also just bringing in the element of water around our container just to support us in this flowing, like really effortlessly and easy for our bodies. And as we're in that gold energy, I'm watching a lot of the effort or um, higher white frequencies start to separate out. Okay, great. We're bringing a lot of amusement now. Looks great. Just give yourself as many golden suns as you need. Ah, very nice. And so we'll just orient back to that rose in the center of our healing space. And we'll come right back up to, let me just look. It's like kind of purple now. Are we gonna match purple? Nope, we're gonna match psychic blue, actually. Deprogramming blue. Yeah. Go ahead and come up to that, baby. Okay. Does that look good for everyone else?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, and with that, the next question is how can we support our bodies while we're exposed to the environmental toxins that are on the planet? This is why we need to come up to blue. Christy doesn't want to put the healing hands out. Okay.
Can we add a little like baby blue sparkles? I have
Yeah.
some like, okay, super.
Nice. Yeah,
Mm.
that's great. Um,
Ooh.
there's so much unconscious.
I mean, honestly, like what I'm looking at, it's almost like what the physical material that's like in our bodies and in the earth that's like toxic is the result of like this karmic like wheel of like generations and generations of like karmic goop that now has become physical. And it's like we're just born with it in our body. Anyway, we're clearing that energy. That's just like how it first appeared to me. But I mean
Yeah,
it's
like
just very karmically based.
I had a past life pop up that was pretty bananas.
ooh,
Literal bananas or micro
No, like death picture bananas.
Death vectors.
Mhm.
what is this energy?
Like disease, like collective disease.
Uh,
Death
well, it looks like our relationship to pathogens is changing.
picture.
That's really, oh, fuck. Wow, I was way too deep in that picture. Wait, hold on, let me pop out. That was too much. Okay, so I'm seeing the energy of pathogens in one space, but we're also like, do you ever wonder why animals don't get sick? It's because they're not creating pathogens. They're not, I don't even know what that means, but like they're not exposed, they're in a different frequency than we are karmically.
Mm, Gosh, there's so much coming out.
A lot of punishment too.
I I'm really struck by like animals came up for me as well, and it's I'm seeing how it I don't know how to articulate this almost, but there's like a divide almost. We've like created this like collective divide between like us and animal. And I see you like more union coming to be like really helpful in like the next step healing of this to be like more like harmonious with animals, as being related to like I don't know, clearing toxins from the body. I don't know. It's like, oh,
Nice. I'm watching a lot of like heat releasing too, a lot of radiation releasing. You know what it is really truly with this question is like I'm watching a lot more people learn how to rest. The hyper overdrive of our society is making everyone heat the planet up too much. Like not even just like on a like large scale toxin, but like our bodies are little furnaces. And so there's just like this natural heat all the time. And I'm watching this really yin winter energy come in, this cold energy that helps to support the balance. We're going to be coming more into balance with the yin energies versus like the yang energies, which are like our bodies are literal batteries. So like if we're always in that heat, it's not super supportive to the environment either. Where then we're overproducing, we're over hunting, we're overfishing.
mhm.
Um, Interesting. So we're all gonna calm the fuck down, is what Mary's saying. She did not say that. She's like, do not say that.
Yeah, I said that.
That was Alexandria.
When you were saying that, it looked like the incubator that we're just feeding heat into, so more and more stuff's growing, you know.
Right,
Just
it's like a sauna, but like with hot, moist air.
black and cold.
Heck. Oh, I'm gonna live in the North Pole.
I
Ugh.
did see just to like move some of this toward less dark areas. I did see this like transmutation energy, and it was almost like we could bring down this like kind of purification and kind of run it from like off the planet, but like kind of running it to like purify or cleanse energetically, even if the physical, is contaminated with our intention and with our connection to source, we can actually purify things, but like before they enter our bodies or before we, are exposed to them. So I saw that kind of like it's like an alchemy.
Cool.
That looks like in direct relationship to like it's a very similar frequency to the Christ light. It's like a white highlight that looks like it's really purifying in relationship to our field and what we're eating. And so I wonder if that has been too high. Oh fuck, I just saw some shit on my eyes. Open. Sorry, just scared. I wonder if that vibration has been um in the past too high for humans to run through, and that will become available soon.
It has this water to wine, it's connected to the water to wine story, or like Jesus changed water into wine. And it looks like the same energy that was used for that to be used for, this is clean, this is clean and nourishing for the body, or this is pure.
Jesus is also talking about like there's going to be more sacred geometry and sacred alchemy happening on the planet, and this is going to really help some of these um, points that are filled up, like similar to how we would detox our body with sacred geometry. We'll be detoxing the earth with that as well. So these energies can move because they're. It's almost like our earth has like a clogged up liver. Y'all. Okay. Is everyone complete with that? Because we have a few more questions. I want to get through them before
Yeah, feels
we
complete.
get tired. This one is how can healthy anger move us forward? Anger, the energy I'm seeing is coming in orange, and it's very regenerative. It's very powerful. It's very like purifying in its own self. And I think that's beautiful for this to come in after that last question. Um, Especially when we channel it in compassion. And like I see us all linking hands together and like supporting that anger because it helps. What is it helping? I don't know. It just helps the microbiome of the earth, the soil, in a sense.
I see it as really cleansing also and actually also really unifying too. And I was seeing pictures of like a drum circle and like it actually like unifying people around like a divine purpose.
Mm.
Um, And I'm seeing a healing happening around a lot of anger. It looks like um, is actually expressed inwardly, and then when it does get expressed outwardly, it's kind of warped and like toxic. And so I'm seeing that healing happening where it can be expressed productively externally, of like using the energy productively to like take a step or move something forward, and it's being expressed outwardly toward a productive purpose, and not like kind of simmering inside and like um yeah, just like contaminating the inside emotionally.
I'm noticing too when we don't move the anger, a lot of it like almost pulls up in our sacrum bones and it like affects the spine, which we're going to talk about later, which I find interesting. And it also affects the Kundalini channels. And that's why there's so much spiritual competition because there's so much anger like sitting in these very sacred sexual channels. And yeah, that's starting to just release now with a really soft yellow vibration.
Yeah, the feminine is getting a big healing around this because it looks like anger, it's been productive for the masculine, but for the feminine, it's been in shadow for a long time.
How are we all doing with that
It's good.
question? Complete. Okay, nice. What can we expect of both the feminine and masculine energies on the earth, like moving forward? What can we expect from them in their relationship towards each other?
Mm.
Whoa.
Seeing kind of like as the masculine starts to receive healing and comes into like healthy masculine, I'm seeing kind of like a almost like really a collective exhale, or it looks a little bit like a collapse, like a but like a like finally kind of collapse into like a coming home for the feminine. Um also um I'm seeing where like some people are not going to be able to access this balance. And it sort of looks like, honestly, they might get left behind. Like,
I'm seeing it. Wait for it. It's pretty awkward. What I see is like really cool. It's almost like these two seahorses, and you know how seahorses have like this like curled kind of spine. It's almost like the masculine and the feminine move up together and they're very close facing each other, but then they both take an expansion step back. And it's like they're separating more apart, but each of them are actually owning their energy field. So they're actually more in relationship. It's fucking cool.
Um,
So no more enmeshment. That's what I'm saying. Ha 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 ha.
I don't want
But
to.
it's like balanced.
Yeah. I'm like blowing 1,000 womb pictures.
Yeah, I gotta blow my pictures. I
Hold
keep.
on. Golden sticky rose.
Well, what I've been seeing is like I guess it's kind of like past and current energy, and it was of the masculine being so um disconnected and like consumed by anger and frustration and like kind of sexual frustration that it's like that they're like the masculine has been destroying the earth, like just kind of plowing into the earth and like just digging it just out of frustration and like this disconnection. Um, and so I see that that's kind of like the energy that's healing and starting to turn over. But then there's also like this interesting energy around fertility and yeah, it's around fertility and it has something to do with like this epidemic of infertility and how humans are breeding future generations and what genes and DNA is being passed on, and that somehow that has to do with like the feminine and masculine, and there might be some transformation in the way that that moves forward. I know that's really like kind of weird and vague, but that's what was coming up was receiving a healing around um, fertility.
Oof.
Oh yeah, hold on, let me go on pictures.
That's like, it's really, I do see an evolution energy.
Yeah, that's that's what it is.
Interesting.
Oh, hashtag Darwinism.
Yeah, sorry, my
I had to, I don't know.
I'm literally watching something, but I feel like I probably am not gonna say what I'm seeing. It's just not, we're not there. Yeah.
Well, I see this energy of like kind of planting seeds for future generations
Hmm.
that are just kind of like, yeah, more evolved and like different than what's currently living here in terms of like the masculine and the feminine energies and how they interact and kind of like um yeah, it just seems like there are these barriers, these energetic barriers that like even if we were each in alignment with our the balance of masculine and feminine in our physical bodies, it's like there's still these energetic barriers between us that are like kind of scrambling the communication between us so that even if we were communicating authentically, it would get like scrambled in these channels um and not really hit it. So that's just something else that was coming up.
I think why it's honestly so hard to look at is that, like, when we're looking at the feminine and masculine energy and the evolution energies come up, like kind of what sits on top of it a little bit is for me, what's coming up is like all these like myths about like what like a supreme species, right? Like that, like there's like a whole there's lots there, and like a like what like a supreme gender, like they're really kind of like at odds. Um, nah.
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures that I'm clearing, and I'm watching kind of everyone getting a healing on their sexual space. Because we're really relating to like pictures of the divine feminine and the divine masculine through our sexual space. And it looks like most of the beings who are incarnating on this planet are like already coming with a preloaded different kind of like second chakra. Um, so that'll be interesting to watch. But yeah, no idea what's gonna happen there. There's
Yeah.
definitely some pictures in the second chakra, and there's definitely almost like a splitting of energies that I'm noticing. Is like some people will split towards the biological, and some people will split towards the medically in mm, laboratory.
Like interventions.
Yeah, or medicine, medical, scientific side, um, which is a choice. Okay, can we wrap because we have like more? Do you guys feel
I was just gonna say one thing that there was a lot of generational trauma healing around this topic, so I'll just say that.
nice? Okay, so we have a few questions left, but I'm noticing my like channel getting tired. Um, so we have how can we bring destroy and creation energy and balance? And we have is scoliosis an impediment to Kundalini? And then we have how do we orient to accessing more material abundance? And then we have how can spiritual practitioners reconcile the need for money to support them without compromising their sensitivity and values? If there's anyone of those that we can like,
Can we combine the last two and look at them?
yeah, we'll combine the last two around like accessing material wealth.
Yeah, that looks good.
And that looks good. And then we can talk about what do we want to say? How can we bring destroying creation into balance? And then the other question is, does let's look at the Kundalini moving through the chakras first, and if
Okay.
that's linked to scoliosis. I think we've already touched on it just a teeny bit, but that seems like a quick, easy question.
Speed read.
Speed read, pop it off, blow the pickies. Okay, so the question is, let me just rematch. Is scoliosis an impediment to Kundalini moving effortlessly through the chakras? Hmm. Well, I'll just say that I see that scoliosis has more to do with fear than it has to do with impeding, but I would assume those two would correlate because the energy that I'm seeing of the spine when scoliosis is present is that your mother had fear in birth.
Actually, sealing that running the Kundalini real helps with scoliosis. Like it helps resolve and heal. Um, Maybe not cure it, but heal it. Like it would be beneficial. Not that it is prevented by it.
And as I'm looking also at, like kind of collectively, I think like underneath of the question is sort of like it looks like it kind of stems from this place of like is like from a place of being like wrong, like having the physical body be wrong, or like a fear of like, oh, is there something wrong, like is this wrong, will this like, and I'm seeing like a collective kind of like shift around like embracing the physical as like all as like manifestations of like pure like spirit in its pureness, and then like in that the energy moves in whatever way the physical body manifests, if that makes sense. Maybe it will one day.
Yeah, the question is coming through, and what's being healed is the need to break through, and coming through the energy of trying to change and fix something versus perhaps that was the way that your spine wanted to curve to support energy flow. Perhaps it's not wrong. Um, they're perfect pictures. So to answer the question, Kundalini cannot be stopped. It will not be stopped. You can stop it if you want. Jesus is dying laughing. Jesus is having the best time of his life. he's like Kundalini. Mary Magdalene's like,
That
okay,
like I can't do it like all the young people, but
is it a staff? What is it?
oh my gosh.
Just like you're fine. Okay. What if I just that's what I did readings. I was like, you're fine. Okay. Um, how can we bring destroy and creation energy in balance? Is this like a question for ourselves? I think if we bring it into like for our own relationship to self and the planet. So the picture that I'm seeing come up is a volcano, and volcanoes are notoriously destroy energy, but also creation energy, and they exist together. And what I'm noticing is that it's really our relationship to the terror of these two processes, because creation is also quite scary. That is starting to lift. Everyone's starting to get a healing, um, and it's because in the past we haven't trusted our intuition of getting the fuck out of the way. Can you tell I'm getting tired? The fuck's coming
Yeah.
up. And
Get out.
out, I'm like, my Pele's like, so in the past, we haven't been able to, when the freaking volcano's gonna blow, step out of the damn way, like move. Instead, we freeze. Our nervous system is frozen towards destroy. And so I noticed that a lot of that energy is starting to move out of the way. So we have more flexibility. Like, oh, we know the volcano's stirring. I'm ready to move out of the way. I don't need to manage it. Bye. Jesus Christ. Literally. He's like, Alexandra has one question left in her.
The other communication I got too is that they're actually already in balance. Like, I don't know.
You just need a GTFO. Get the fuck out of the way. They're
Yeah, it's sort of like they're one and the same and they're already in balance.
doing what they do.
How we doing? Should we take one more gold break
Yeah, let's
before?
take a gold break because the F bombs are coming. Jake loves it. I know he's enjoying the performance of the lifetime, but like, holy God, these are some big questions. Well, I think we're just also letting go, just like a massive layer of control. I feel like Christy's back there working on it. As she I'm just like, okay. Okay, just coming up to gold. Wow, that's a nasty one, whatever we're working. It's trust. It's trust in the replenishment. That's the medicine. As I literally bring gold into my body. Okay. Let's look at the matches. Someone else want to look at the rows and do the color? Jen's cat.
Go ahead, Jen.
Jen being Fox Faux center chair. We just have a
And,
one.
like the Christ and Mary energies, and then matching that in our crown.
Yep.
So,
Someone take the wheel. Jesus, take Jesus,
Jesus,
take the wheel. Take
oh my gosh.
my crown chakra. Oh yeah.
Jen, are you gonna look?
I think I am already.
People, if the people are watching this, they're like, "This is gone." Like, good. We're getting to the best question.
Uh, Um, I see it. I do. I see it in the same kind of like really bright, like like a pale yellow, like bright light, like light.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing.
Oh
Just
yeah.
keep
Let's
we just
come up
we need
there.
to sing to get there. No, so is that we're just keeping that in our space?
Yeah,
Or
we'll match to crown of that.
we're matching to that. Wow, okay, we'll match to that.
Or you can match to gold. It doesn't really.
No, no, no. Let's match to that.
You're
That's
like, let's go there. Okay. Yeah, that's really pretty. Wow, that's so freaking lovely.
Big shift from the beginning of this.
mm-hmm.
Here we go, Jen.
We were matching blue earlier. Wow.
Yeah, there was some deprogramming.
This I just from a feeling standpoint, I feel like I can just like sit in it and like just be
Yeah.
here and just read the
Yeah.
next question. This is really cool.
Honestly, I'm really happy now.
We're really supported. This is cool.
I didn't like the blue. Like it wasn't fun. Okay, great. So should we do we have time for two questions?
I'll just combine it into one
It's
and
just
Them
easy
is
one.
similar to
Okay.
me, I
then at
So
know.
the
the end.
question is how do we orient to accessing more of our abundance with food, housing, and money without compromising our sensitivity values. Mm.
I can no. Um,
Please.
so I'm seeing this like focus on connecting to earth energy, and like pulling up energy from the earth because it's almost like what is this? It's almost like having a charging cord, like when you plug in your iPhone, only like we as humans are plugging into like these systems or infrastructures or like programs, really, or other people to get our energy and our support from. And that's why it feels like there's never enough because we're just like we're plugging into things that are already depleted, really, or are not adequately resourced. So by plugging into the earth and pulling up the natural earth energy, and then giving back to the earth, it's like kind of it's accessing an unlimited source. So it helps kind of bypass it, like get rid of that scarcity image or like program.
Mary's going around to each and every one of your hearts, and she's really she's like almost like tuning a harp and like bringing this energy into harmony. It's really beautiful, this pink frequency. And it's really about being able to speak from your heart because that is a energy that cannot be replicated, like your unique notes. And as we tune in and lean into that, each of us has a note to play. Each of us has a note to reveal to the world. Um, and the collective gets on board. We attune to that frequency of everyone else also having a unique role to play, that it will be easier to share with each other and with what we want to share to the world. There's going to be a lot of more sharing. Also, mark me, like, I don't know why this is coming through, but like, I want to watch this in 20 years. Like, there's going to be some interesting stuff that happens to cows.
Happens to cows?
Yeah,
Oh.
Like happens to them, or they
I just think that they're going to be
they'll
not as eaten.
yeah.
I don't know why I needed to say that, but I really like meat, so I'm not like it just
Oh, in terms of diet.
yeah, in terms of diet. Like, sorry, that was
We
so
just won't eat cows as much.
yeah, like it's just there's something about like
Oh, yeah.
cows. I don't know.
Well, as you're saying that, I actually just like had this hit around like upgrades around people's taste buds changing, where there's like almost literally like a orient like personal taste and preference almost like orients to the resources that are abundant. I don't know.
It's,
Which
it's
is
psychic.
oh wow, it's kind of cool.
So we're all gonna stop eating ground beef. Sorry, I have a thing with that. There's gonna be a pandemic of cows. I don't even know what that means, but
Oh, and then like another thing that has been I've been looking at the whole time the both of you are talking. I don't know if you remember there's communication around like kind of like sight and like perception, or it's like kind of like how like the lens through which you like look through kind of orients to abundance also. I don't know if you know remember like in the 90s those toys where you like click and then the scene would change and it would be like click and then the wheel turns and another scene changes. I'm kind of seeing like people's ability to orient to abundance and like see it, like it's almost like you have to like see it and view it first and to be able to like have it in the physical.
Yeah,
mhm.
like it's already there, but you can't see it
Yeah.
until yeah.
Just a few clicks away.
Yeah, I saw it through the image of like a well also like seeing like an ex like you have to almost like see the expanse of the well to like trust and know that it's there. Or you could look at the well and see how that if that it's shallow and that like affects the whole physical like experience of it.
Wow, I'm noticing so many heart centers releasing like kind of the pain of feeling like they're rejected from source or rejected because they've been in poverty or they have experienced these kinds of things. And I'm watching all that like blue pain start to release from the heart chakra. Like you've not been abandoned, you're just in an upgrade.
This is interesting. I'm seeing like immune system, like clearing out of the immune system. Like I mean, I'm seeing it under the arms. I don't know what that has to do with abundance, but it's almost like, yeah, just like a physical cleanse of the body to be able to have more, you know. And because part of it is having our health. Because
Yeah,
if the body isn't healthy, then it's like we need more, you know.
right. Right. We need more everything, including time.
Time isn't real.
Yeah, what's time? I'm just noticing again that like really soft pink Mary Magdalene energy coming through. She's just like saying, don't forget to like water your dreams and talk to your dreams all the time. Like, don't forget to be in relationship with them because a lot of us are forgetting our dreams and then like busying ourselves around other things. And when you lose sight of the dreams, like the energy doesn't like lock you into that journey. Instead, it locks you into the journey you're focusing on. So make sure you have your dream garden and you plant your dreams and you talk to them.
Alexandria, was that the last question?
It was.
Can we do like a general message, just like a minute, listening and see if we get any
Yeah, of
other that wasn't questioned?
course. I'm just gonna sit here in that lovely pink healing frequency. Mother Mary's coming through really strong around the energies behind our necks and our shoulders. Um, she's talking a lot about like screen time and like the way that we're looking down. And she's like helping us to release that energy that's cutting us off from our own information in our center of head and our crown chakra. Like so many of us are outsourcing, and this is like what happens when we have a society that's based on the throat chakra. That's based off of facts and finding information. Is like now we're orienting down when like there's a collective pulling up that's going to be more supportive. So she's just helping everyone. Um, she's like putting a sweet, like gentle, like what are they called? Policet, like thing over everyone's neck, like a warm cloth, just to kind of help you to shake off some of that unconsciousness that keeps you from your spiritual information. It's a sneaky one.
Seeing a healing around, it's like a light blue color, and it's a healing around tribes and being able to find our tribes and have more community on a local scale, because we've all been like kind of fractured into these random groups, and like everything's kind of, yeah, fractured is the word that's coming up. And so it's kind of mending some of that so that we have more certainty around the tribe that we're in and the support that we have in those communities, and those being really soul based communities.
That looks stunning. I want to be there.
Ready there.
That's true.
I'm seeing
Oh, here we go.
we are, no, we really are there. And I'm seeing it in this image of it's like we're all like putting in our like our drops of paint in like spin art. It's like I see like this like there's like opportunity in the form of like creating like a spin art together. And like I'm just watching a collection of like these like drops of paint going in and it creating just like this really, really beautiful image. It's so cool.
Mary Magdalene is just saying, peace be with you. She's saying, don't be afraid to like look up at the sky once and just look up.
Mm.
think um so like the Christ energy is, I'm seeing it like really about like embodiment, right? It's like there's like communication around like really bringing like divine into the body, um and embodying the divine. That's coming more online.
It's getting the sense of like we will be rewarded like for all the work that we're doing here and the spiritual work that we're doing and all the energy we're moving and all the healing that we're doing. It's like we will be rewarded for it.
That's so exciting. I love a trophy.
Well, it might not be until after this lifetime, so
I know, I know, I know, I
right,
know, I know.
right,
Like I
right.
do love a treat and I do love a trophy and I
Red carpet
do
reception.
like
I see it as like a life, like a life sustaining, a sustainable like reward energy, not just those like dopamine hits, you
right.
know?
It's
Yeah.
gonna be like us having a Earth to incarnate back on. So that's that we want to go to.
Yeah, yes.
Mm. Yay for next life me.
See, no kidding. Ooh,
That feels good.
yeah.
So I'm just taking that rose and unmatching that beautiful color and just sending that rose up to Source for any more healing. So Source can manage the rest of the healing work that needs to be done for the collective planet. And I'm releasing my attachment and my agreements into that rose. There we go. Nice.
You want to consciously disconnect from the Christ force energy, or is there something else
Um,
first?
Hold on. I'm just kind of watching the karma separate, but we do have people watching, so let's release them first, and then we can separate from that. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you've made it all the way through, you are totally a spiritual warrior. We work some really intense energy, so please rest well. It's best to allow yourself some time to digest. If in the next few days you feel heavier, not just energy moving, drink a lot of water so your body can replenish. If you need any support, you can reach out to me or Chrissy or Jen. I will put their links in the comments here or wherever I post this. They will be linked. We all three do energy checks. So if you're needing a little extra personal one-to-one support, you can do that. Other than that, I will say by the blessing of Great Spirit and Jesus, Mary, the Divine Mother, and Christ consciousness that this healing and reading is now complete. Bye. Thank you all for coming.